Special report on the Michael Jackson case. This is live footage of the Jacksons arriving, as they do every day, to that Santa Maria courthouse. And clearly a reason for the umbrella today. It's pouring rain, and I don't think it would be undue speculation to say that the weather probably matches Mr. Jackson's mood today, as he now will face another day of what has to be for him rather unpleasant, to say the least, evidence of prior alleged acts of sexual misconduct toward minors. And so far there have been at least two very powerful witnesses. There was a third corroborative witness, a lawyer of these prior alleged bad acts. One, a young man who himself says he was victimized, and then his mother, and then a lawyer to corroborate the two of them. So Mr. Jackson now faces, I believe, another 7 prior bad acts. Talk about these great trips, going to concerts, shopping sprees. What do you think? We're watching the picture, of course, of Michael leaving here this afternoon. Go ahead, Carol.
Well, yes, that is a little bit of pandering to your trying to develop a bond with the person you're evaluating. It isn't quite cricket. But that's one of the important points here, that we need to separate out the difference between a victim telling their story and the mother, or even some of these people who work for Michael Jackson. But mothers, yes, they may well have been manipulated. I mean, Michael Jackson has this innocent exterior, this childlike exterior, and really it's hard sometimes for people to see the more manipulative side of him. But at the same time, June Chandler allowed Michael to sleep in the bedroom with her son for a month. I mean, there has to be, at some conscious level, an awareness of what was going on. And I think these mothers who, do have problems of their own. June was not getting the attention that she wanted from her own husband. She certainly wasn't getting enough of the money that she wanted to spend, even though she wasn't as poor as some of the other mothers or families. But she needed Michael Jackson to fulfill this excitement in her life and to give her this.
And what that indicates, and what the prosecution really needs to capitalize on in their summation, is if somebody's fabricating a story, it's very difficult in a 10-year period of time to be consistent and with such detail. To tell a generalized story, many times it's easy to repeat such a general story, but when you get very, very specific, as told by Ms. McManus and by this witness, it becomes more credible, more believable, because there are details in the story that only someone who's actually watching it and seeing it are going to be able to elicit and be able to remember. It also goes to
character witness you can get a hold of. That's the basis of the defense in this case.
I have no problems with character witnesses. I mean, that's one thing that's got to be done by Metro and clearly Home Jackson. But if you're going to be putting on prior victims, trying to disprove acts, the cat's already out of the bag. People already know that Jackson, he has the Spanish. You just don't spend that much time on it.
Yeah, Michael, what do you think? Yeah.
One thing that we're not talking about, I think Diane can speak to this best. The victim in this case looks an awful lot like the victim back in the early 90s. I hear they look like spitting images of each other, and I gotta tell you, the jury's gotta be sitting there thinking, is this the type of little boy that Jackson's attracted to? It's gonna be an interesting discussion among the jurors about that look-alike.
Of course, Diane, you've got Macaulay Culkin who doesn't look like those two, but I understand that the 93, 94, and current accuser all bear similarities. Is that true? Yeah, the 93 accuser looks like this 15-year-old here, she, her young daughter, and her son, until the third time when her son asked her, well, can't I sleep with Michael Jackson? A question from District Attorney Thompson. Did you allow that? No, I did not. But he did come into the guest cottage very late at night, after 11 o'clock. After that, it was after a weekend. And then the district attorney got her to a fateful trip the family took to Las Vegas in March of 1993. They had a 3-bedroom suite at the Mirage Hotel. She slept with her young daughter. Her son, then 13 years old, had his own bedroom, and Michael Jackson had his bedroom. But on the second night, things started to change, she said. There was a confrontation with Michael Jackson, and he was sobbing, crying, and shaking, according to this mother, saying things to her like, "You don't trust me. What's the matter? We're family. Why won't you let the boy be with me?" She said, "I told him..."
All right, we have just lost our communication with Diane Diamond outing.
To wrap it up for us, is this going to be powerful enough? The jury didn't know who Bob Jones was. They didn't know that, others of us were expecting a lot of stuff.
Right. I think it's unfortunate that it had to come out on redirect from the state. Oh, yes, I do remember. I think that's very unfortunate. It lose some of its punch. But if the jury's going to find him credible and it's going to stay as a fact that the licking occurred, it corroborates other people seeing head licking. And I got to tell you, that's a signature crime. Head licking, I mean, not that he's presumed innocent. I'm not saying he's a criminal yet, but head licking, come on.
Well, I can understand that is literal grooming, but sexual, I don't want to go there. Obviously, we're watching live pictures there. Michael Jackson is leaving the courthouse for the day. We're certainly hearing plenty of fans yelling at him in support, apparently. All right, Dana Cole, Victor Sherman, Dr. Casey Jordan, Susan Filan, Savannah Guthrie.